Israel, congratulations on another victory, defense of the belt, but you didn't seem necessarily completely satisfied at the close of the fight. So I guess, how are you feeling right now about your performance?
A lot better, because, I've said this before in the past. On my worst day, I can kill the best man. I call that suicide. So on my worst day, on the off night, I had an off night tonight. So Eugene told me, the people who really know you, my teammates, my family, they know you had an off night. And I still fucked them up.
When did you know you were having an off night? Like, was there anything during the day that you thought it's not feeling right, or on the way to the
No. It was in the fight, maybe when I couldn't find my power, like my power shots, my kicks. The initiators, the jabs, the leg kicks were working, but I was trying to find the power shots, but he was adjusting well. It wasn't just me versus him. It was his team versus my team, which is what I was also looking forward to. So I told John Crouch, I was looking forward to that, the battle of the game plans. Just a helicopter. And so I was just looking forward to John Crouch versus Eugene Behrman, and they were adjusting well each round. I could hear them even talking what they were saying. I was like, okay. But he's a formidable fighter. I've called this ages ago, and he showed it tonight.
Like you said, you were looking forward to this fight for a long time, so I guess what did surprise you in there tonight? You praised his game plan. What played out differently than you thought it would?
What played out differently? His adjustments to what I was doing. Because I'd go ahead, I'd go to his body, I'd go to his legs. I'm just gonna keep going. I'd go to his legs, and he'd adjust and get away from my power, but I was able to get away from his as well.
It's still a win, still a title defense, but there were some,
6 title defense on my worst night, and still.
There were boos at the end. I'm just curious, does that affect you at all?
They've been here since 3 p.m. They're all drunk. They don't know what real fighting is or real finesse. And I've said this, look, the greats, they all get to this point. I've seen it when I was just a fan, still a fan. Anderson Silva, GSP. I remember fights where I'd be like, that was a fucking fantastic fight. And the same thing, people would just boo them. GSP, one of the fucking GOATs, and people would just boo him. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys watching? You dumb fucks. Ali, Floyd Mayweather, same thing. You get to this point where it's like, you're so great, people just want to see you fall. They just want to see you fall, no matter what. And if it's not like a show-out spectacular performance, then it's like, he's not even that good. But trust, Jared knows I'm a good fighter. He knows I'm a great fighter, and I gave him the same credit as well.
Last thing for me, you've been saying Alex Pereira, that's the next fight. I guess, did you see his performance tonight? What'd you think about it? And I guess, how soon do you think you'd like to line up that fight if that is indeed the next one?
That's the next fight. I saw his fight. It was a good fight, but Sean Strickland should have focused on his job like I told him to. Soon, how soon? We'll find out.
Is he? People are saying, criticizing you for your fighting style, but at the end of the day, it seems like your opponents get in there and kind of freeze up in front of you. I'm curious, what do you think makes them do that? Is it the sense of scale of the fight itself? Is it your movement? What exactly makes these guys sort of slow down in front of you?
A mixture of all. I felt like the moment got to him, but he picked himself back up. I'll give it to him. He adjusted and picked his energy back up, and I feel like the moment and the skills, I feel that's what gets to them. And I said, this is an acquired taste to be under the spotlight. I can thrive under this bitch. I don't melt under the spotlight. I shine. So I feel like it's a combination of everything.
You said that you described this as an off night, though, and you've already said how you think Jared's a good challenger for you. So when you can beat him, even though you're having an off night, does that give you confidence going forward, thinking well, even if I have an off night, I can still win? It's emotional, I know.
Yeah. You're good, Oscar. That's why I like you. Thanks, Dad. Let me see. Gives me confidence. Going forward, I like the story. Like I've said this is my life is a movie. My life is an anime. Whatever. I'm facing a guy who's beat me in kickboxing, and now he's still chasing me because he knows I'm the king, and he wants to try and get that away from me. You guys see what happens when my back's against the wall, when I really have that pressure. I put pressure on myself, but when I have pressure put on me as well. So, I look forward to fighting him in that next fight. How soon, we'll find out. I need a bourbon and maybe a couple of shots, and I'll see how I'm feeling first.
Israel,
in the front
just
right
going off of
Sorry. Yeah. You go. Oh,
Sorry,
you go. Leah.
just going
You're
off
next.
just going off of that, you said that gives you pressure, knowing that you're going to be going up against Alex next and given your history. But does that give you that kind of fire? Being a champion, defending your belt for so many times, do you need that kind of extra fire to kind of keep you hungry as a champion?
No, really. I was very hungry for this fight. I felt like this camp, you can ask Eugene, this camp was great. Even better than the last camp, because he asked me at the beginning of this camp, how are you going to make it better than the last one? But I don't feel like I need it. I'm just taking, tick, 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 6 title defenses, and still on my worst night. So the next one, it's something interesting for me. Someone I fought before in a different code, and I get to show them what MMA is about, what mixed martial arts is about.
And of course, you had a lot of respect for Jared going into this one.
Yeah.
What was the conversation like between you two? After the fight, we saw you both kind of.
What did I said? Like, we're just showing respect. Like, we're 2 fighters and showing respect because we're both on here trying to put food on the table, set our families up. And I just said, I didn't like the speech of him saying, I was broke, after one of his fights, his recent fights. And I was like, I hope your management got you sorted for this fight. I hope they pushed for more money for him for this fight. Like I said, you guys are asking me, what am I doing for these fighters, for fighter pay, whatnot? I'm giving people opportunities. I'm giving people opportunities to raise their pay, raise the bar. And also, so it was just me and him showing appreciation, and that was it.
And then just final one from me. John Jones came out on Twitter.
Fuck John Jones. Fuck John. I don't want to hear about that bitch. What are you going to talk about my nails for? He's just jealous and insecure. He's a fuck boy. He could never rock shit like this. He's a bitch.
And also he said that he was backing.
Fuck him. I don't really give a fuck what he thinks. Yeah, next.
Okay, thank you.
I have to ask you about your entrance. It was obviously with the Undertaker urn, the hat, the music. How did you get all that approved? And I know you said you were feeling dark all week, so was that just the theme?
It just works. I don't know. Like the theme for me. I'm an artist. It just works. I didn't plan on Vince and the Triple H and them being here. On Tuesday, I was chilling. So Wednesday nights when we wrestle, towards the end of the rounds, 12 rounds, towards the end, the last 3-4 rounds, I'll chalk on my playlist from YouTube, WWE Attitude, from the Attitude Era. I have like 20 different tracks from superstars I admire, and that will get me in that zone, and the Undertaker's theme was one of them. So as I was sitting down feeling it on Tuesday, it just made sense. And also big shout out to the big shout out to the UFC production team, because they were really accommodating and just helpful to make it a show. This is the UFC. You want to give them a show, you know what I mean? So, and I said all week, this feels like WrestleMania. Who's undefeated at WrestleMania? The Undertaker. And I've been feeling dark all week. So you saw hints of the Death Note, the speech from Madara in the beginning, and then you saw the scream at the end and the split face with me and Madara, the purple. Fuck, it just makes sense. Susano, all that.
How hands-on were you in that creation?
Very hands-on. I'm very hands-on with my freestyle bender team. Shout out to Luca, stay hydrated, Jeff St. Lair, and David Blackamoto, the greatest reporter in the history of the MMA. And I was very hands-on. I felt like a producer today when I was at the arena. So I was speaking. Who's that? Was Jimmy? Fuck. Excuse me if I forgot his name. I think it was Jimmy. I was talking to him and just walked through, and then having a look on the screen, seeing what it looked like from TV, seeing what it looked like in the arena, and they were so accommodating, which was really cool. And I appreciate that, because again, I like to put on a show. I like to entertain, and I did just that.
What's your favorite Undertaker match?
Fuck. Him and Mick Foley is the first one that comes to mind, and I think Mick Foley might have broken his neck.
Hell in the Cell?
Hell in the Cell, off the top road. That's the first one that came to mind.
He jumped off the stretch at around back?
Yeah, fucking crazy, man. Good times.
Is it? You had talked about giving paydays for other fighters and helping them improve their situation. But what about for yourself? Because now you set yourself up to fight Alex, and the drama that's going to come. Hey,
I said Sean or Alex is big money fights.
Yeah.
They're either big money fights. And I look forward to this one. And my boy Timbo, he knows what's going on, so we're gonna work. And me and the UFC, we have a good relationship. I like working with them. And I've said this already. Rising tides lifts all the ships, but Rome wasn't built in a day. So it's a step-by-step process. And I even asked Jared after the fight. I told him, I was like, and he's like, yeah, I got looked after. I was like, good. And he's gonna keep that going. His management company, if they're smart, they'll keep pushing because he's a great fighter. I'm saying he's a good fighter, but he's a great fighter and a cool dude as well.
Is there pressure on you in a night like this because you're a 5-1 favorite or better than 5-1 favorite to win, and you've got this Pereira fight coming up that will be your big performance, your big night? Does that put a little more pressure on you when everybody's expecting you to blow him out?
No, not really. I wasn't focused on the odds. I didn't even know what the odds say. Oh, shout out to Drizzy. I don't know what he won, but yeah, what fucking curse. You guys not you guys, but anyone who's so stupid. I don't post shit, but like, was it the Vittori fight? Me and Drizzy was going back and forth fight week talking, and after the fight was going back and forth in the DMs talking as well. So I don't know, people what curse. And also the green shorts, another curse. I've broken all the curses. I've broken, the Drake curse now. So stupid. I've broken the shorts curse, because apparently I changed my shorts from black and gold. EA cover curse, I've broken that. Embedded haircut curse. Whatever fucking more curse. You're so stupid, you fucking cunts. Sometimes, all of you online, as soon as that video came out, all the comments were just curse. And I feel like they don't even believe it. They just say that to try and get likes. To try and get like the thumbs ups, because they're doing it for likes. But yeah, I just remember. So shout out to Drake for betting $1 million on me. And yeah, I'll see you on over your weekend.
Hi, Izzy, over here to your right. Duke Rockhold told MMA Junkie that I'm the only one that could beat Israel Adesanya. What's your response to that?
Everyone thinks that.
Follow-up question: How are you gonna be celebrating with Volkanovski tonight?
Fuck yeah! Oh, shout out to my guy Alexander Volkanovski. Just inspiring, fucking inspiring. Like I had a 5-0 shutout, but his was way cooler and more impressive. Like I said, I had an off night, but he was fucking on. Ooh, and when he's on from the first round. He started talking to Max. Also, I've said, shout out to Max Holloway. I'm a big fan. The guy's a cool dude, man. I've seen him around all week. He and his team are always really respectful, But this is what we do. We go to war, and afterwards we show respect. So it's my team against his team. But when it was in there and it was going down, even yesterday at the weigh-ins when they were like barking, I am the heat. I was just like, yeah. I held the line with Alex back there. I was holding the line. But again, we're different, and Alex is fucking different, bro. You guys don't understand. He inspires me the way he fucking works. When he came over to CKB this camp, I knew the bar was gonna get raised, and he fucking raised the bar, man. Fucking beautiful. Ugh, beautiful.
Izzy, when you say you had an off night, like when do you know that that's happening? Is it something that you knew before you even got in the cage? Is it unfolding?
No, not before the cage. I mean, it was probably 4th round, but I wasn't something I dwelled on I'm having an off night. Afterwards, I look at the performance from my first-person perspective, and I'm like, yeah, I have an off night. And Eugene was the first one to tell me, because they know. When you know your excuse me, hiccups. Water, please. Sorry. Still got it. Off night. Yeah. So my people who actually know me and love me, train with me, they know what I can do when I'm on, they see it. But again, like I said, I can kill the best man on my worst day.
And I don't know if you've had your shower yet, or you kind of decompress.
Nah, I'll do that after the club. I got obligations to do. I'd rather just go to bed, but they're gonna pay me lots of money to go drink and party, so I gotta go do that. Fucking hell, it's just such a drain, Vegas. Ugh.
So I know you can't know what's going to happen when you get in there and start thinking, but can you think right now what maybe the biggest positive you'll take away from this fight will be?
I'm just grateful. Like I said all week, I felt so much love. There was a point this week, I got a little emotional at the PI because I upstairs, I looked around and there was a CKB class upstairs at the PI. And, give me a second. Like my brother, we've talked about this. I don't like to hop on about it, like for you guys, because not for this, but I'm hopping on about it because there's injustice. The guy who killed Falvake, he's getting 18 months, and he's gonna be out earlier than that. So it's like, what the fuck? But there was a moment I had when I was looking around the class and seeing everyone just like training from my team. There was a lot of Kiwis and a bunch of Aussies as well, and I just felt emotional, and I just ran to the back of the PI, and I just kind of had a moment to myself because I wished he was here, just doing this shit with us. But I know he's looking down on us, inspired, and I know he's looking down on us, protecting us along with VDK, Monu, Praveen, Pati, Roman, and yeah, it's just one of those things that for me, just being surrounded by my team, I just felt so loved this week. I felt so much love at the house we were at. I felt so much, just mind, the spirit. And then as the fight got closer, our spot became a fortress for battle. And then, yeah, fuck, I feel good. But at the same time, yeah, I just love my team, man. I love my team.
I appreciate that insight. And last thing from me, when Alex was in here earlier, he said, when you guys fight, I'm going to make him fight. The fact that he's already, thinking that he wants to, make it exciting or whatever his mindset is there, is that already kind of a win for you in a way that maybe he might try to fight outside of himself a bit?
Like I said, at the top, it's nice at the top. It's nice at the top. So whatever he feels he needs to do to make me fight, I fought tonight. I fought my ass off tonight. I didn't feel like I was chilling or I was waiting. I was pressing the action. I was going for it. I was touching him up. But like I said, I was just critical because I couldn't get my power stuff going. I couldn't get the change-ups going. But he's a formidable opponent. You can't sleep on this guy because he'll sleep you. And I'm not here to fucking, risk my health, risk my brain. And I do that, but I'm not going to do it stupidly just for the entertainment of some grongos, some drunk folks.
Earlier you talked about the moment with Jared, and I was wondering at the press conference, his answers were kind of rambling a little bit. It sounded like he was nervous, and you said, "Hey man, just keep it short and sweet."
Yeah.
Like, did you kind of sense in that moment like he was starting to get to him a little?
I could feel it from that moment, the moment after that, with the stare down when I shook his hand. And at the weigh-ins as well, I was like, he's not ready for this. But like I said, he picked himself up. He's a mature guy, I said. So I was like, he picked himself up later on in the fight. I don't know what round, but I saw him right before the round, and he picked himself up with his breath, and I was like, huh. So I'm sure he does a lot of breath work as well. And he did what he had to do.
And the last thing for me is you mentioned the nails earlier. Was there anything from the commission like?
They're just pretty. They're not sharp. They're drip tips. They're not even. They call them French tips apparently, but they're not even made in France. So I call them drip tips. And my toes, they're kind of sparkly, black and sparkles. I like them. I don't know why fucking men are so insecure about what the fuck I wear.
No, sorry, I'm not.
Not you guys. No, not you guys. No, my bad. I didn't mean to come to you.
I just wondered like if the commission was looking and they were like, oh, what's going on? Like there was no.
Yeah, a little bit, but they check and kind of I see the look on their face. They pause and I'm just like, it's not that long. It's an illusion. It's just pretty. That's what I tell them. It's not that long. It's just pretty.
Israel in the middle here.
Israel down here to your left. When you made your walk with the Undertaker's theme, did you know that Vince and all them were actually?
I found out this morning, but it wasn't a thing I planned. Like I said, the universe just provides, and it's a weird synergy, weird crossover. But I like it because I grew up on that shit.
Did you get a chance to talk to them or see them backstage?
No, I haven't talked to them. It'd be cool. I mean, I'm a big fan of Triple H. He just retired or became a Hall of Famer, which is cool. Yeah, he's a superstar as well, a legend in the game. So it's just cool to see guys like that. Yeah, but I hope they enjoyed the show. Yeah, I had an off night, but still 5-0. It's crazy, isn't it?
Alex won tonight. You won tonight. Kai is fighting in a few weeks. Could be 3 champions from City Kickboxing.
Crazy.
And
with no government funding as well, no government backing like the national rugby or netball team or cricket team or national football team, and yet here we are, this little island in a little spot in the world, 3 champions in the biggest combat sports league on the fucking planet right now. How amazing is that? You know who we have? The people of New Zealand. They're the ones that back us, and we back ourselves.
It's been a rough few years for you guys too. I
Yeah,
mean,
with the fucking quarantine,
pandemic,
and
your teammates,
all that stuff, and then they gaslighting us as well. Oh, we're not blocking you guys. Meanwhile, they're letting the Indian cricket team into the country and letting them quarantine, letting the All Blacks quarantine in their own little bubble. But then they come to our bubble and break us up, hunting Dan, while he's getting ready for his fight. Threatening to arrest him for what? For fucking training. And then they're gaslighting us. So yeah, I don't do this for them anyway. They're the fucking bureaucrats. Fuck them. I do this for the people of the country, the people who support us as fighters. That's who I do it for, and the people around the world who support me as well, regardless of nationality or wherever the fuck you come from. If you fuck with me, I fuck with you, and I appreciate you.
What does it say about your team that you were able to, overcome all that stuff and possibly have 3 champions in the UFC in a few weeks?
The mana, the aura in our team is just unmatched. It's unmatched. And I keep saying we're his favorite team in sports, and I keep thinking he's like just G'ing me up, but I'm my favorite team in sports. So yeah, and I believe him. Don't get me wrong, I believe him, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I love my team, man. Like I said, I just love my team, and I love the support I get from my team, and just we know us. We got us. That's it.
Thanks, man.
Is in the middle. The Drake curse was broken in 2017.
What fucking curse? I broke that shit last year.
It was broken.
Okay, let me go. You know what? I'm gonna post it on Twitter. Let me do it right now, actually. Let me do it right now. I'm gonna do something real quick. Hold up. Actually, I'll do it after, just because I wanna get this over with. I'll do it after.
I was going to say, it was broken in 2017 with the Warriors, allegedly, but he is 0-2 big MMA bets recently. How good does it feel to get the win for him? And to answer your question, he won approximately, depending when he made the bet, around $250K.
Nice. It feels good for me to get the win, but also myself, anyone else that bet on me, it feels good, and it feels good. First of all, even like I said, I've been talking to him for a while now, like since last year, so I already broke the curse. But to get that call from him while I was cutting weight, and then to be like, you guys, you have an album, I don't know what you listen to, whatever you have on repeat sometimes, or a track you have on repeat. This guy's his albums are like, there's 3 of them that are like timestamps for my life, like moments in my life where I'm like, if I hear that track or that album, I'm like, I remember where I was at in my life at that stage. And music is powerful. Music is something that brings people together, that evokes emotion out of people. So for me to get that kind of praise and recognition and love from an artist that I admire like that, one of my favorite artists of all time, it's cool. It's cool to be recognized like that by him. And it goes deeper. I can't tell you too much because the guy he's crazy, bro. He's too nice, too cool. He's too cool, and I appreciate him. So yeah, shout out to Drake. He's the sixth god.
And as a Toronto kid, do you have a top 3 favorite for Drake songs?
Man, why you gotta do this to me? Right now, why you gotta do this to me? Well, I mean, he did say, what did he say? He said, I'd never walked anyone out. And then I was asking Tim, I was like, what would you walk out to? I'm thinking, Lord Knows as one of them. That's just straight bar for bar. And then Rick Ross kills it at the end. I love Yeba's Heartbreak. I had that on repeat in my studio last year. Because it was just a track that kind of like, the song, it was so soulful. So fucking soulful. And there's an unreleased one, actually. I don't know if he actually got it, but my boy Frano, who's a music producer from New Zealand, he gave me a little preview, and I love hearing that track. I don't want to give it away, but that's probably my favorite track. It's cool. I never posted it. I'm not a clout trout. Trust, I don't do this shit for likes. I just do this shit because I love it. But yeah, it's cool, like I said, to be recognized by people like that because you admire them, and yeah, blah 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 blah.
Thanks, Izzy. Congrats.
No worries. Last question. Let's go. I got some bourbon to drink.
You earmarked Jared very early on as someone who was going to make it towards a title fight. Clearly, you're sort of looking many moves ahead and looking at the field and seeing who's coming up. I just wondered, who's next? Who's going to break from the pack that you've kind of earmarked as someone who's moving their way up and could potentially face you further down the line?
That's a good question, but I don't want to give away the answer. That's a good question. I appreciate that, but I don't want to give away the answer because there's a lot of killers right now coming up in middleweight as well. I see a couple of them, and I'm like, okay, all right. Let's see what you have. Let's see what you bring. But yeah, I'm watching. I'm steady watching, and yeah, my people are watching as well, so they let me know if I miss something.
So man, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, just something I want to say. You guys have a job to do, and I'm not criticizing you guys in particular. I kind of am. But just remember this. I can do your job. I can do your job. You could never do my job. Just remember that. I could do your job. Trust me. I got freestyle bender. David runs that shit, but if I wanted to, if I had the time, I could. And I appreciate you guys for what you do, but not just for me, but for other fighters, man. Be mindful with your words. Be mindful with the way you clickbait. That shit is weak. That shit is weak, because I know how YouTube works now, and I know how these interviews work. I'm glad I have my own network, but just be mindful, because I can do your job and you can't do mine. Just remember that. Thank you.